Buying a new home while you're still living in your current home can create a long string of dominoes. And if just one of these dominoes fails to tip over in the line, the whole thing could fall apart. Most first-time home sellers never think about how tricky this process can be until they're forced to do it. So I'm going to walk you through the entire process and give you options to ensure that all the pieces come together easily just for you. My name is Mark Madden, and I'm your favorite Soul for Hope realtor, serving the amazing people of Middlesex County, Massachusetts, and beyond. So here are 3 options to buy and sell a home simultaneously. Option number 1, closing contingencies. So most homes are sold on a contingency. In this case, you would put an offer in on a new home, but you would only be obligated to buy it if someone buys your current home. In essence, if your buyer falls through, then you reserve the right to back out of the new home's contract as well. Of course, the obvious drawback to selling a home contingent is that it transfers all of the risk to the home seller, and most home sellers do not want to assume that risk on behalf of their buyer. This is especially true if you're trying to sell a home in a really competitive market, like the one we've been experiencing over the last few years. You could also do this in reverse, where you have your home sale contingent upon you finding suitable housing. This puts much more risk on the buyers of your home, as they have to hope you'll find a home or else they might be back to the starting blocks. Option number 2, you could own both homes temporarily. Now this is a viable option if you can afford to carry 2 mortgages. In this case, you would get a mortgage on the new home and wait to move out of your current home until you're ready. Now, this process is helpful when your new home needs some major or minor renovations and you don't want to move in until those renovations are complete. It's also helpful when you're thinking of turning your old home into an investment property and you're planning to rent it out after you move into the new home. You see, this would give you time to do both. But there are several drawbacks. First, you need to be approved for that second mortgage, which is entirely up to the lender's discretion. And second, you'd have to actually pay both mortgages simultaneously. Third, you can't apply the funds from the sale of your first home to the purchase of the second home, which means that you'd need to come up with the down payment all out of pocket. Option number 3, you could rent a home. Now, most home sellers are unaware that they can sometimes negotiate to stay in their current home after it sells by renting it back from their buyers or utilizing something that's called a use and occupancy agreement. In this case, you would get all the proceeds from the sale without having to move, which gives you both the time and the money to purchase that new home. Of course, the big drawback here is that it transfers the risk to the buyers of your home, and most buyers are hesitant to take on the risk of renting their new home and prolonging their own move-in date. In addition, if they are purchasing your home as a primary residence, most lenders do require them to have the intention of moving in within 60 days of closing. Again, buying a home when you have a home to sell can be tricky business. I've seen some transactions where there's 5 or more families and all are buying and selling contingently, which creates that long string of dominoes that you have to hope fall down together. Orchestrating a transaction like that is an art form, and you need a really great real estate agent who can guide you through that process. Now, if you've been thinking about making a move, I can help. I have a guide to selling a home in Massachusetts that will provide you with the typical timeline, some of the terms, and the expectations of selling your home. I can also put you in touch with a few top-notch lenders to work through the specific logistics of your situation to see what your options are in this sell and buy scenario. So if you'd like a copy of that guide to selling a home in Massachusetts, just go to the comments below, and in the first comments there's a link, and you can view it all online. But if you want your own copy, just let me know and I'm happy to send you a PDF or put one in the mail to you.